New show match. We have at the top the grimiest boss.
That Grimeboss, there's so much oil and like grimy ass material in that Terran command center. Can you see that? Looks like it's leaking out.
You got it.
Right, and in the bottom left, presenting the USA, StRyKeR fighting on Sylphin as the red circle. And I'm actually gonna BRB real quick.
Alright, let's see what's gonna happen. This is a 1 vs 1 best of 5 S rank show match, which we offer a $10 prize to the winner. And we stream and cast it afterwards with an open invite to community members to join in the casting of the event. Just join our Discord and hop into the voice channel during our live stream events. I do share my screen, so you can cast off that. And if you'd like to participate in a show match, whether you're F rank or B rank or S rank, be more than happy to set that up. Message me. This is OxTQ. Or post a message in our Discord channel, and I'm sure someone will take you up on your challenge. Ooh, we're making Zerglings. Just in time. Grimeboss is going to have to cancel that bunk, or it's being made to buy time. There it is. Cancelled. A little bit of a delay there making that bunker. It should finish just in time when the Zerglings arrive. Nope, not yet. Zerglings look like they're gonna kill that Marine. Just hop on by. Two more Zerglings have joined. One SCV is down, one Marine is down. We're gonna take out that bunk. SCV is gonna repair it. Terran looks like he's secure.
Right, and here we are, back in the game.
You missed
Grimeboss
everything.
looking like he's going for this fast expansion. StRyKeR comfortably sitting on 2 bases. You have a 3rd hatch down from StRyKeR?
We have a Spire.
You have a Spire, 2 hatch. Spire down for StRyKeR. Looks like engineering bay at Academy just starting with the second barracks. Engineering Bay probably starting in the top left of the Terran, but Zerg will. Yeah, he's probably only going to be popping out 5 mutas here. He's starting to third base at the third base in the Insulted. Right. So our Zerg player is just sitting back. Grimeboss throwing down his third barracks, has a medic popping out. Spire is finished. 6 Mutalists coming out for Zerg. Third base is about to finish. Only 4 or 5 Zerglings sitting outside of the turn, just getting enough scouted information off. And White Claws are cold, my friend. Looks like Grimeboss is throwing down some more turrets. Fully scanned that mutas were on the way, and we have just a handful of mutas coming into the Zerg base. Curious to see if StRyKeR's only going to stick on 5 or 6 mutas and then maybe tech into something else. Sometimes players just go one way or the other and they stack all their mutas, so you can't tell which, if they've got 12 or if they have 6. But getting a little bit of play here and there. A little bit of poking, a little bit of sticking. But nothing crucial coming off from StRyKeR yet. Grimeboss looks like he's effectively defending this. Grimeboss just StRyKeR doing a little bit of damage here on the. That looks like he wants to try to take it down. Don't know if he will. Green's running and stimming on top of it. StRyKeR did take down two or three SCVs. Still doing that attack.
It's burning.
Alright, Terran's natural is very defended, but the main base is only defended by 1 or 2 turrets and a handful of Marines. 4th barracks going down. Zerg's third base is going strong, +1 attack going, about to come up from Zerg. Little damage coming into Terran's natural from the Zerg, from the mutas, taking down a couple SCVs and a turret, and then running away. Don't know if he lost anything there. But Zerg is just saturating his third base. Terran looks like he's about to push out. I don't know if we've seen any starport yet, but Zerg will probably be sitting, looking to get his hive soon. His mutas are picking off a couple Marines here and there. Getting some really good damage off on these Marines, actually. And these mutas just poking back and forth. Nothing getting picked off that time. What's the tech coming out from both players? Not seeing any starport yet. Starport probably just starting soon. Starport just started for Terran. Terran pushing out in the middle of the map. Mutalists just kind of poking and playing, seeing if they can get any free kills off. Here's another free kill. Another one there. Another 2 there, actually. Oh, another 3 there. So this army is slowly whittling down. These mutas are being very effective. And Zerg probably starting his hive soon. Maybe looking for his 4th potentially, or throwing down another hatchery so he can go into Defiler Muta or Defiler Zergling play. 3 gas from the Zerg, 2 gas from the Terran.
The auction sellers, that's what you sounded like there.
But wait, there's more Marines moving onto the map. More Mutalists being made. 50% off. You know, these mutas are really cost efficient right now, just getting more Marines left and right, and the army still just dwindling down. What is the tech from the Zerg? It's the tech from the Terran. See, Hive hasn't even finished yet. More mutas being made with lurkers also on the way. Terran with 5 barracks. Starport just finishing 2 starports actually from the Terran with the science facility just started. Mutalists moving across the map. This is a really small army. This Mutalist can probably just jump on top of this, but he doesn't want to waste the mutas. Reinforcements coming in from the backside, but Mutalist just still
Yeah, I
And
feel like
smart,
he should
man.
have taken that.
Picking off a marine here and there. He's really got his money's worth with these marines, or mutalists, I should say. Hitting the starport from the Terran, making him lift off. Actually gonna pull it back. Probably gonna save it. A couple marines there just to deflect the mutas, but Terran is pushing across the map. Zerg only has a handful of lurkers, actually 5 lurkers with 3 more coming into play and a handful of mutas. There's no way that Terran is going to break this, but Terran needs to get his 3rd expand down soon. Zerg's hive probably just about finished. Defiler Mound maybe coming up soon. You might have 1 or 2 Evo chains, but these mutas are really doing damage. Curious to see if a Greater Spire is going to come up from the Zerg. But here he is, just picking off some more marines left and right, getting more cost-efficient free kills, and he's Jesus, that he just killed off like 9 marines for free. Didn't even lose, and 2 SEVs. Now he's fucking in the science facility. They're comfortably still sitting on 3 bases. No sign of Defiler yet, essentially, but Grimeboss is really getting picked apart left and right. I mean, these mutas have really got their damage done, and he kills the science facility. Those 3 marines were nothing to those couple mutas that were probably like 2-0 upgrades. The Defiler Mount is finished. An Evo chamber coming into play. An additional hatchery from StRyKeR. Throwing in an additional Sunken in front just to kind of push the Marines back, but we haven't seen any tanks coming out in the play. The mutas have been all over the place. And they seem that the mutalisks have seen that the factory is actually lifted with no siege or with no machine shop. So without the risk of tanks, 5 lurkers can defend probably 30 or 40 like marines. Grandboss's reinforcements are moving across the map. Haven't seen any science vessels yet. There's the first science vessel, but he has 2 starports pumping out science vessels, or maybe he's actually going for battle cruisers. That would be pretty epic. He's throwing down. He's got like 9 or 10 barracks. Going for the drop of the Zerg's main. Zerg is still on 3 bases, just throwing down his 4th. The Scourge is not in position to take down the dropship. Takes down the dropship. 4 Marines are dropped. Only a couple drones go down, and the Marines are gonna drop. Very easily defended there from StRyKeR.
Alright, I don't know what to think of that. It was okay, I guess.
And the 4th base is complete from StRyKeR, and he's still making mutalisks. Is there a greater Spire coming out? You see, Defilers are on the map, but you know, with so many mutas coming into play, and he is stacking up gas, Greater Spire and some lurkers in the backside would really, really prove to do the thing. And we see that Consume is finished. Defiler's pushing up, gonna get a Dark Swarm up. With only 1 lurker burrowing under it, pushing this mech ball back. Getting effective kills. And Zerg's 4th base looks like it's up and running. Is there any Niduses going on over there? We haven't seen Terran throw down any 3rd command center yet. What's going on in the 4th base of the Zerg? You see a Nidus? You see some mutas? You see some mutas just kind of awkwardly sitting there like they want to be guardians. Are we going to see any guardians? And Terran is pushing a small force into the Zerg's 4th base, and you might have a couple of lurkers there to defend it. Maybe stacked up. Are those stacked lurkers? And Science Vessels just irradiating on the lurkers. So the Terran's or the Zerg's 4th base is going to go down. 3rd base uncontested. Terran is going to have map control, but see Zerg throwing down a Dark Swarm. Terran units getting plagued, getting pushed back. Grimeboss wanting to push into this third base, waiting for this Dark Swarm to expire. Is it gonna happen though? He's probably he's got Consume, he's got Nidus Canals, he can push back and forth. See the Terran army again getting plagued with a swarm coming down, and just a couple Zerglings doing tons of damage to the Terran army, pushing the vessels back with decent control. He's got a, oh man, just another swarm on just more units. His Grimeboss units aren't feeling so heavy without any tanks. Again, we're seeing no map shop. Any many barracks, many dropships or starports. Maxing on units, but no super pressure coming on from the Terran yet. Being held back very easily. And StRyKeR is just holding back his fourth base with just swarms. And we got a big engagement going on. Mass Ultralisk with a couple Zerglings supporting it, jumping on the Terran army with one irradiated Ultralisk. Doing tons of damage, definitely going to be able to run through this. And StRyKeR still looks like he's holding off his fourth base.
It was nicely played.
Definitely well played, but man, these one Ultralisk and one Lurker holding off the fourth base is really epic right now. Defilers are very strong, especially with one Lurker and 0 tanks. Kind of need tanks to fight Defilers and Lurkers. What's going on here, Grimeboss? Smoke launch. And we see an awesome play going off from our friend, and I will be right back.
That was Minerals, an American map maker, who's brought you maps such as Blindside, Charmander, Desert Dwellers. All 3 are featured in Season 4 StRyKeR. Want 2 upgrades for Terran? StRyKeR looks like he's in a pretty good position right now. His supply is much more than Grimeboss. His economy is stronger than Grimeboss's. So I'd be surprised if he loses this game. Even when it comes to upgrades, StRyKeR's looking pretty good. Grimeboss really needs to grab a second expansion. 20-minute mark of the game. It's completely mined out. This looks like an all-in.
And here we are with another engage here with the Ultralisk coming in, doing some damage on the Marines. Not many medics to support them. A couple of radiates coming into play from the vessels that are also plagued with the red goo. Specialists look like they're gonna clean up these couple Marines. And GG looks like Grimeboss doesn't GG. Seems to be a repeating thing from him. Wonder if he'll GG next game. What a nice guy. Imagine if players didn't GG in ASL. You think that like people would talk shit about him or be like,
You know, like
"Free
interactions I've
country, you
had
don't
with
have to
him,
GG around here.
right?
GGers are fucking
He
losers."
seems kind of like a jokester. He
Yeah.
doesn't strike me as somebody who tilts, but he does have sort of a bad boy, bad manner.
He
rep.
teaches. I mean, he plays great. I love watching him play.
You know what's really funny, man? He
I
just
wanna-
recently learned about our tournament.
Hmm.
He's been in a lot of show matches, right? He hits me up almost every day for like a free for all or show match or something.
But he hits me up too. Like, hey, you have any new maps? I want money.
So he's like, how can I get into this tournament? I'm like, we're filled up. And I actually had invited him and some other people who joined our Discord, but I got no from them. Like Cryok, Kare, Babo, a few other people, including Grimeboss, but it all kind of worked out and we ended up with our 12 players. But now I think he's messaging the Terran players, because he plays Terran, to replace one of them. And I had alerted some of the Terran players, Vadi, who are there, Terryu, Dandy, and Koget, and they're all kind of LOL because they know his reputation, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a dick, you're a dick. GG
I
if
don't
you're
think
in like
that's
a show
the
match.
kind of reputation he has as like a serious dick, more like a jokester troll. I think it's kind of better to be that than like, you know, just an angry jerk. So
He's
game
definitely
2.
a silly guy. I love watching his free for alls. But here we are jumping into game number 2.
Number 2. In this
Get
best
away.
of 5 cash prize show match, $10 for the winner. Only a team think quick.
And the bottom position as our orange Zerg, we have StRyKeR 17 fighting for the USA. Oh my god, can you hear people in my living room right now? And in the top left position on Reap the Storm, we have in the green Terran, we have Grimeboss.
AKA Casper.
So
I asked him, why did you change from Casper to Grimeboss? He said, I feel like a Grimeboss.
yeah, I mean, if you don't GG, you're a grimy boss. Run around with your Terran floss.
Have you ever listened to his rap song?
Grimeboss has a rap song.
If you Google Grimeboss, yeah, I shared it on Caster Muse's singing stage, which is like a wonderful karaoke channel in his Discord. And he's rapping in there, yeah. And it's a music video of him rapping, and it's actually pretty good.
Is Grimeboss's name Greg Fields?
That's his rapper name, I think.
Is it Greg Fields?
Oh,
That would make a lot of sense.
That I don't know, but the video is called Grimeboss, and it had some Russian characters in it.
Where's Grimeboss from?
He's from
Is he-
Russia.
Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah, some Russian rap.
I think he
It's
could actually be
hardcore.
pretty good, but I don't think he has the discipline of DeVault to like play that much. Probably nobody does, right?
Yeah, I mean, DeWalt puts a lot of time in.
Crazy amount of time, man. Like he would probably say yes, and I'm sure he's done like a best of 50 or whatever the number is, best of 100. And I
So I'm
have
curious-
heard that he's done training sessions with like amateur Korean pros,
Mm-hmm.
like paid, you know, best of whatever. That's why I was kind of surprised that Bonnets won, but it wasn't a huge win over Duval. I think it was 2-1, right? Was it a best of 5 or was it a best of 3?
I think it was best of 5.
He won, was it 3-2 or did he win 3-1?
Maybe it was the best of 7. You know, it was like 4 or 5-1. 5-2,
Okay, maybe I should know
4-2.
what I'm talking about before I say it. But anyways, I was going to say that Bonnet plays less than Duval, and I don't think that's a controversial point. But I guess that's just the nature of PvP and
skills
the map.
are skills, right?
DeWalt also said during an interview that it was really early for him. So there's a lot of variables at play, but we should see a rematch between them during our tournament at least. 5 games. So that'll be cool. Maybe we can try to do that live.
We could like let players like play at their own times and just like get replays except for the live matches, you know.
And picking which ones are going to be live is going to be a little tricky, right?
Because those ones could like switch out, you know.
All the pre-played stuff, like they would start playing it, right? So you want to make sure you know which ones are going to be live and when. That's going to be very hard to figure out.
Is that a sun coming up for Zerg in the natural? And what a that's a Spire. Okay, yeah, okay. I was gonna say that's such a weird position for Sunken, but he's gonna go for a nice wall here. Be a good SimCity coming up from StRyKeR. Grimeboss, you know, got his fast expand up. StRyKeR is scouting, seeing if there's nothing tricky coming up. He's kind of scouting for a proxy expand. But, you know, we see StRyKeR coming up again with 2 hatch muta play. Grimeboss throwing down his second and third Carricks. And his first medic is just finishing. Stimpack is probably being upgraded. And always have 2 Zerglings just getting scouting off for a StRyKeR. Like a pretty standard game from both of our players here. Our scanner starting from boss in his natural, so only 1 scanner coming up. And a third base coming down from StRyKeR. The 3 o'clock position. Looking in and out with the Zerglings, getting some scouting positions off. Seeing the Grimeboss has lifted and opened up his wall. Again, third base is going down, probably about halfway finished for StRyKeR. Mutalis's about to be popping here for StRyKeR. Curious to see what Grimeboss's response will be. It'll be an instant turrets in the natural. What about the main? Main is usually the most undefended place. Gotta defend that with your Marines, and Grimeboss has an efficient amount of Marines to hold this off. Deflecting that 1 turret, maybe gonna pick it off. No, it gets canceled. It's pushing it back. And no Hydra Den out from Zerg yet. So just Mutalisk at this time. Haven't seen any Hive Switch either. Third gas going up for Zerg. So he's definitely looking to get a Zerg tech or a high tech. Curious to see if it's going to be Lurkers, maybe going into Guardians. Guardians are pretty efficient and they do a lot of damage, even if they don't end the game sometimes. Nice handful of Mutas still picking off SCVs and Marines here and there. But Terran is not putting any pressure on Zerg, and Zerg is probably just mining drones, droning up, making defense, getting his third base up and running. No third base outcome coming from Terran yet. Terran has not got his second gas up yet, but these Mutalisks just picking off SCVs. He's probably got like 6, 7 SCVs, 8 total, and maybe 1 or 2 Marines. But Marines finally pushing across the map. And what do you think so far, my friend? Like these Those look like they're kind of a little dominant right now. And just picking off Marines just here and there. And safe, you know, he hasn't like suicided his mutas yet. And we see Lurkers has just begun. Lurker upgrade. Some Hydras probably just starting right now. StRyKeR still just back and forth. The last few swipes with his mutas haven't been effective. And Grimeboss's army is building up. See, this is what Vadi was missing last game. His reinforcements could not build up with his last army. So now we see
TBZ is kind of a strange thing for me. He's got a good number of Marines.
Yeah, like last game, you know, StRyKeR was just like jumping on all the reinforcements, where like this game, Grimeboss is running back and grabbing his reinforcements. And I feel like we're seeing kind of something completely opposite this game. Some good play with the mutas, you know, and slowly the army will be dwindled down, but more reinforcements coming across the map from Grimeboss heading to the third base of StRyKeR. StRyKER's third base hopefully has Lurkers coming into play soon. Lurkers should be done by now, definitely, and looks like he's going to be posting up outside of all his units outside of the natural desert. Only two Sunkens deflect this, and Muta's coming in just picking off what he can. Sunken's doing damage. I don't know if it's going to be enough to hold though. No Lurkers in play. Lurkers still just like about to finish. One upgrade from the Terran, and GG is called from StRyKER. And the game goes, is that 1-1? The series?
Grimeboss tied it up. StRyKER had the last game.
And that was that was quick.
Yeah, sorry if you asked me something and I missed it. I just realized I didn't have I have like two headphones in. One is in the game and one is the stream. And I had the one from the stream in and not from the game. But
no worries.
I don't think you asked me anything. I just have to run to the men's room and I'll be back 30 seconds.
Into the Jim Raynor room. Gonna lay a Phoenix, wipe the queen.
Hello, sir. Hello, friends. So, if anybody's listening to this, you're welcome to co-cast the games with us. Join our Discord channel, and I'm sharing my screen so you can cast off that. To game 3. Yeah, he's an EROS.
As the yellow card, we have StRyKeR fighting for the USA. Get away, my friend. I gotta use the generator room.
Well, this is a good practice for me, I guess. I got about 2 months or so. Get in shape.
The Overlord is aggressively scouting across the map, searching far and wide to find his opponent, knowing that he is in the top right, but will he be proxying or pulling anything silly? Grimeboss is a grimy man, and we know it. Really
I actually
grimy.
don't think the Overlords think about the game so much. I feel like they're asking themselves existential questions. Like, what is my true purpose?
Like,
In that way, yeah. But, like, you know, what am I really doing with my life? Those are actually pretty good voiceovers.
Been practicing for 20 years. Thanks. And we see a drone scout going across the map.
Hey, I see you. How you doing?
Middle.
Do you think they talk to each other? Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm okay. Can't complain. Kinda tired.
Maybe.
I gotta fucking pick minerals for the next eternity. I like the beginning of the StarCraft song. It's kind of ominous, a little spooky. Score is tied 1-1.
Hey, what's up? This is live casting.
How are you, my friend?
Not too bad, and yourself?
I'm well, thanks for asking. And thank you for joining us. We are live casting Grimeboss for StRyKeR. This is game 3 on Eclipse. And I'm sharing my screen. Hopefully the quality is decent.
Yeah, it's really good. Um, I don't know much about Grimeboss, but I know StRyKeR. He's a definitely really good player from the NAS clan.
So your prediction is StRyKeR? gonna
Well,
take this.
it's not really my prediction. It's just as I said, I don't really know Grimeboss well, but I know StRyKeR well because he's in the same clan as me, right? So and he's a really good player.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
Yeah, he's a nice guy too, and he's played several show matches. Grimeboss, I think can hold his own. Might not be as consistent as some other players, but if you ask him, he's the best, and he'll probably show you videos of him beating Stork or Light, who he's played on ladder, right? But I think he probably cheeses them, or you're playing off race. Recently, he shared a video of Larva, who he played against, and Larva I think was playing Terran. But yeah,
well, I mean,
he's
right
alright.
on, man. I mean, if you can beat those pro gamers, right? I mean, that's no small feat. Even their off races are really good. So I mean, all power to Grimeboss.
He has kind of a reputation for being trollish, bad manner, but I see him as kind of as a jokester. I feel like Zerg's supply is really close to Terran, and that's not supposed to be the case.
Yeah, well, yeah. Usually the Terran will be up on supply, but it it seems all right now. Grimeboss has prepared for this this Mutalisk harass. He's got Marines in position, good turret placement to cover his barracks. Also, really good turret placement to cover his ramp, as sometimes as Zerg player they can just dive on the ramp as well.
Right.
But yeah, I noticed a bunker and turrets already in position. Yeah, triple turrets in the natural. I mean, that's really good. I mean, obviously you don't want to build too many turrets, but honestly, some spawn locations, some maps, I mean, you just got to do it, right? I noticed that Grimeboss has 4 barracks right now, so he'll probably push out once his upgrades are done on his academy. With 4 barracks, you can really do some pressure, and he already has +1, so that's crazy, yeah. And I think his U2-3HL's just finished, so I think he will be trying to make him a like maybe a push out. Now this push probably won't end the game, but it's to keep the Mutalisk off his infrastructure, right? Like keep the Zerg fighting his ball instead of like killing his SCVs or something, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you can see just a little bit of posturing. He's got to be careful though. StRyKeR might be coming for a wraparound. Okay, well maybe not. Yeah, wow, StRyKeR really committing on those Mutalisks. Probably gonna get the upgrades for them as well. Yeah, Grimeboss moving across the map. Oh, that was a good stim, keeping his Marines together. He picks off a Mutalisk. We got a Ling Rut by counter from StRyKeR, but Grimeboss ready with it, and he's already got Marines, rallied in his main. Well, some good pickups by StRyKeR for sure. Looks like Grimeboss is maybe gonna press the issue. I don't think he'll be able to, again beat StRyKeR with just this force, but he's doing a good job. He's picked off a lot of Mutalisks. So
Yeah, they took quite a few hits there.
that definitely powered it to Grimeboss. Ooh, StRyKeR, yeah, he's got to be really careful. He's bleeding a lot of Mutalisks. And I think we do see the power of this kind of 4 racks play. There are like, several variations you know, you can go 3 barracks and then go tech, but with 4 barracks, you really have the numbers to really do this, you know, to push the Zerg back. But I think Grandboss extending a bit too far, losing his entire Marine medic ball. Usually in this case, you know, I think that it's definitely not a good thing, obviously, right? But the fact that he traded so well and he killed so many mealess, right, with that ball of Marines, I kind of felt like it kind of paid for itself. So
Yeah, and I don't see one sunk being made by StRyKeR, so it's all offensive units.
well, yeah, I mean, as Zerg, you kind of like you don't want to make any static defense if you don't want, like need to, because that's a worker lost basically, right, to make a building.
Right, and it's expensive, but risky, right? Because if you don't have enough units to defend. But I guess he
Oh
made
yeah,
that
for sure.
assessment.
Yeah, 100%, man. I do agree, but you know, like at the highest levels, I think you know it's all about having paper thin defense. Like you just have enough defense, right? If needed, right? Again, it's all about the economy, right? Every drone as a sunken is one drone less mining, right?
Yeah, and he's still not making any, so this is interesting. Probably trying to buy some time to make some lurkers, maybe.
I have returned.
And you're joined by a fellow co-caster.
And we have Mutas running in from StRyKeR. Boss going to be pushing the Marines back. StRyKER's sitting comfortably on 3 bases. Grimeboss looking to do some aggression on the front. Not sure if he has enough sunkens to really push this back. Snipes only 1 sunken, but 4 Mutas are finishing.
Yeah, I think StRyKER has his bases locked down tight. Ooh, hemorrhaging a few Marines, a little bit of miscontrol there. Yeah, you know, Grindboss just doing what he can right now.
Defiler Mountain going down. Grindboss's reinforcements going to receive with his initial army, but Valkyrie is getting picked off. Mutas are picking off the reinforcement army. Zerglings, Lurker should be finishing. Excuse me, Defiler should be finishing here soon with Consume coming up. 4th hatchery going down there for Zerg. And we see Terran sitting very comfortably, just like pumping out a hell of a lot of barracks with his first science vessel coming across the field. Doesn't look like Zerg has much to really reinforce and defend against this. Terran just gonna dive on this. It's only, I don't know, it looks like what, 3, 4, 5 lurkers right there? That might be enough to hold it back, but I don't know if it really is.
Well, there's your answer.
And that's your answer for now, but I don't know if that's going to be the case.
So
Zerg
in
on his 4th base
TVZ,
in the top left corner.
in TVZ, does the Terran just kind of get a really late third? Is that how the game usually goes?
It really depends. It depends on the map. You know, Sylphid, you can push up on your 3rd real quick and get the half base really quick, efficiently. But here we see the 3rd base is a little farther away. He's going for quicker aggression, so he can just expand behind his quicker aggression. Once he knows that he's done enough damage, he can easily throw down command center, or if it hasn't been thrown down in his main already. You see Terran having a really big amount of units, but StRyKER does have Defiler. Darkswarm is going down on top of Lurkers. There's no way that Terran will be able to break this. Consume is ready. And he's pushing forward to, with just a couple lings and a couple defilers. Is he going to get a plague? Plague would be really nice.
Shout out to TQ Skulls who joined the voice chat. Be cool if he co-casted with us. I haven't talked to him for years.
And some Scourge pushing back the Science Vessels. Science Vessels not going down. Greens are definitely holding their ground, but just a single Dark Swarm with a couple more Zerlings under it, pushing the army back.
What's up, Skulls?
Do you think that Zerg is comfortable right now?
Is my volume okay?
It could be a little louder, but
Well, good to see you. Good to
Right, and
talk to you, Nox.
Defiler going down. Terran pushing forward a little bit. I'm not sure if Zerg is comfortable right now. He's waiting for a plague, or I mean, he might be comfortable behind some Dark Swarms, but fourth base is just finishing in the top left. He's throwing his gas down as well. Terran's just starting his third, excuse me. Actually, Terran's third just starting to saturate. Terran Science Vessels got some irradiates down. Oh, a big plague there. And how do you feel about what's going on here there, sir? Is Terran about to dominate, or is Zerg going to push this back? All right, and we see a lot of consumes and some more plagues coming on the Terran army.
My friend is putting a lot of pressure on with these vessels. I think he's kept his vessel count up pretty well here, but getting all these plagues could be very risky now. If you were to lose these vessels, I think he would have a very hard time surmounting this position. But his position, it looks okay, but the Zerg has been on 3 gas for a very long time. He's getting a 4th gas. The Terran may want to try to look for that 4th base before it comes past the point of no return.
Oh, that is so many units from the Terran, though. I mean, the plague was kind of big, but once you zoom out and see the whole army, I mean, that was only a quarter of the army, and it's probably already repaired. So many science vessels. I mean, even though there's no tanks, that is a fucking blob of Terran right there. And we see two dropships coming in. Play interested to see what's going to go on there. Darkstorm coming down. No lurkers behind it, just a handful of Zerglings. It's kind of silly if I'm...
Well, it looks like our Terran's found that 4th base. Is there a Nidus up there to protect it, is the question.
Single dropship dropping in the top left base. Looks like it might be denied. Actually, not top left. That was the 9 o'clock, excuse me. But it looks like it's going to be denied by an ultra irradiated ultralist. Terran just pushing all over, hitting the top left, getting denied. Hitting the natural. Looks like it might be get denied. It's really hard to tell. It's only 2 Zerglings. 2 Zerglings getting consumed. Consumed and a plague and a dark swarm. There's no units underneath it. There's only 2 Zerglings underneath it. Are these 2 Zerglings and a couple of Ultralists under a dark swarm going to push this whole army back? And a science vessel going down.
This is a close game. The Zerg, I'm worried for our Terran front here, as the Zerg has established 4 bases, and the Terran is still basically on Marines and vessels, but the Zerg does have to be careful not to lose too many units.
Trades look like they're very efficient. Ultralists that are irradiated also doing damage to the Marines, but Almuda's picking off a couple science vessels that have been plagued. And just more Ultralists coming out from the Zerg player with also Mutalists, and it looks like they might be able to just run over this. I'm not really sure.
Here from the Zerg.
Oh, the Terran looks like they're just going to run over this. Another vessel goes down, but only 2 more Ultras left, and there's just more Marines on the field. 4 bases running efficiently for Zerg, but Terran also getting his 3rd finished. looks like it's just about running efficiently. Actually, Terran's running off of 4 bases right now and just running across the map. Looks like he might be rallying. And I don't know if there's enough there for Zerg.
Looks as though our Zerg friend may just have enough to hold on here. And the Terran has no mech switch in sight that I see. He's committed here to the bio and the vessels. Very close game.
Yeah, I think the mech switch is kind of fallen out of favor. Usually these days the meta is just stay on like bio. Terran has good upgrades, but yeah, I really do worry for the Terran. His window is kind of like closing since his Zerg. He's got 4 bases, but you got to remember that top left base has double gases.
Oh wow, double gases, yeah. And I know that the Terrans have lately been opting for mixing battle cruisers into their marine.
The plague was nuts.
Yeah, I really feel like beginning to end for Grimeboss.
I'm really surprised Zerg has been pushing Terran back like this. I thought he was done for. But what do I know?
Yeah.
But is he really done for? His Grindboss's 4th base has been denied. It's not really mining right now, and his 3rd base doesn't look like it's super fully saturated yet. Zerg is running off of 3 mining bases right now. Zerg can deny. Oh, and he's denying the 3rd base right now, killing SCBs, and he gets an instant lift right there. While he's like plaguing and pushing the Terran army back in the middle of the map.
That's a painful
Boss
lane
might
run
not be comfortable right now.
Yeah, the Zergling run by at the 3rd is going to be very annoying for the Terran here. Zerg has taken a supply lead. That's a bad sign for our Terran friend.
Yeah, the Terran has no income. Like he's just gonna mine out, and the Zerg can healthily mine. I mean, in Grandboss, he has retaken his 12, which is good. But the Zerg, it's just how the game is. Like the Zerg can mine a lot longer off their
Did
minerals.
the Zerg win by running Zerglings into 2 bases simultaneously? I mean, both bases were lifted, and suddenly Grindboss wasn't mining, and Zerg is just pushing across the map, and Terran isn't contesting it.
And another thing is this: Grindboss had a good vessel count, but he lost most of the vessels now. So Zerg army is just gonna get stronger and stronger. And earlier, I think I'm not sure. I think it was Skulls. You were saying Terran goes battle cruisers. Yeah, that is true. But usually they go battle cruisers when they have a bit more of a solid economy and when they've accumulated a good number of vessels. Right, then you can switch out the battle cruisers. But I mean, at this point, I don't think it's really feasible for a Grandboss to get battle cruisers. I mean, battle cruisers would be amazing, obviously, but not sure if his situation right now would allow it.
Oh, I agree completely. I was worried our Terran was gonna kind of running out of time being on the Marine heavy comp, and it looks like the Zerg did manage to hold him off. 5 gases now running for over 5 minutes is extremely comfortable position for the Zerg.
Yeah, I don't see StRyKeR losing this. I mean, there's caster's curse, right? I don't want to call it, but like barring some miracle, like I don't know, maybe like Flash taking over right now.
I mean,
StRyKER's
who do
gonna
you
win.
who do you think is ahead right now? I mean, Grindboss is obviously down in supply, 40, 50 supply, mind you. But I mean, it doesn't look like his map domination is really down. Zerg is about to be macroing behind a shit ton of drums. But I mean, is Grindboss really that behind right now? I mean, is his macro going to come into play?
I think if he
People
had
on Terran
another
Bio, is there
expansion,
any factories behind this?
Well,
Holy,
Grandboss, he can't switch out to mech, right? He just doesn't have the economy.
Is that 12 barracks coming from Grindboss? That's 12? That's 10, okay. Okay, 10 barracks is a shit ton of barracks.
Yeah, you mean he's got a good barrack number, but the thing is, can he even, like use all the production he has, right? He's basically only
Right.
mining on one base.
Vessel count is okay. I mean, he has two starports going. Excuse me, starport vessel count is absolutely 0 right now. But yeah, Zerg's just throwing it back. You're dabbing right
huge
now,
plague.
straight legging, dabbing, and Orban on the Terran. GG's coming here soon. Actually, excuse me. No GGs were called because
Well, despite the no GG, it was definitely a good game, a close game there. I think the Terran definitely had an opportunity to win, but the Zerg really held on closely and kept those gases, 4 or 5 gases for such a long time. I think his win was
so
pretty secure.
I think we're up 2-0. StRyKeR 2 to Grimeboss.
Should be 2-1 for StRyKeR.
1. I thought, was that game 2? Was that game 3?
Yeah.
Oh, well, here we are coming into game 4. With the yellow Terran, we have Grimeboss with the grimy no GGs. That's why we play so bad, he says. In the top right, in the olive green, StRyKeR representing the USA. My man, coming at you with the plan. There he is. Very bad. For real, he says. Is Grimeboss actually AKA Hydra? For your comments in the video.
Grimeboss showing a little frustration here with that last game. I can understand where he's coming from as a Terran player myself. It is very frustrating when the Zerg manages to defend and get to their hive tech and basically shut you down. It's very frustrating because Zerg has incredibly good defense, and I think the
Sucks
Zerg
when you're
did a good
playing
job.
the balanced race and you lose.
Exactly.
What are we going to see in this game? First Overlord is scouting away from the Terran base. And we see Terran go for a forward barracks. Any thoughts?
I don't really know. I mean, I'm assuming he's gonna maybe look for an expansion and try to go for a kind of cheeky one racks bunker push, perhaps. I don't know any other reason why he would place his barracks out there, but looks like he doesn't want to commit 100% to a 2 racks all in. But I would imagine he's gonna go for some kind of an early bunker pressure.
I mean, lucky enough for him, we see Zerg throwing down a 12 hatchery before pull. Actually, I can't tell if a pull is there or not, but it looks like before pull. Drone is going to scout. Actually, the drone is not going to scout the forward racks. Grimeboss scouting in the complete opposite directions twice with both of his SCVs. Unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
But pull is going down for the Zerg. Zerg is going to see that there is only 2 supply depots, so he might kind of feel a little sketch right now.
A third,
Being a little bit
SCV.
And the Zerg does have the natural expansion going, but he's feeling the heat. He sees that it is definitely a proxy. There's 2, 3, maybe 3 SCVs and 2 Marines on the way. He cancels his natural. What is going to happen next? Instant bunker. Seeing no hatchery. I mean, might as well just finish the bunker, get it for free. Might as well just holy moly.
Looks like
What's going on here?
Success for the Terran. This is pretty good for him to shut down the expansion. I think he's feeling pretty good with this right now. Wow, double sunken in the main for Zerg. He's really committed to some defense there, kind of concerned that this was a committed all-in, which it is not. do not think the Terran should push into the main. I think this is a good position right here. I think he knows what he's doing here.
I mean, holding the Zerg back. What really is he gonna do? I mean, maybe he has a blind expansion, but I wouldn't bank on it. Canceled his hatchery and did not go past his submarines with the drone. He's got two Sunkens and a Hydro Dent in his main, going off of one hatchery right now with lurkers upgrading. Wow, Grimeboss is throwing down his second CC.
Yeah, that CC is, I think, almost completed. He's definitely in a very, very strong winning position here already. The build is an absolute success, and I think the Zerg is going to be maybe a little bit confused as to what happened to him here.
Is Terran just gonna wall off a bunch of bunkers and supply depots and turrets?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Zerg is only on one base. The Terran may want to be looking for another base, just in case, although there is not another base out there, but that would really seem to be the only way for the Zerg to come back from this, is to somehow have another base.
So it doesn't look like Zerg is going to be pushing back, but it doesn't really look like Terran is going to be pushing forward anytime soon. We don't have any factory coming up. Terran, I mean, Zerg is definitely at attack with only one hatchery though. Another hatchery has not been made. He has 3 lurkers on the way. I don't see scanner up yet. And lurkers finishing. What do you think? Lurkers finishing against 2 bunkers.
Oh,
Hit the
nice
scan. Oh, one lurker going down. Can you defend 2 bunkers that move with 2 lurkers? GG's called.
GG. Wow, that build really worked out for him very well.
Is that game going? It's 2-1. Grimeboss. Wait. Oh, wait. Is that 3-0? Wait, excuse me. Is that 3-0? Is that? It's
You know
2-1.
what? I have the worst memory when it comes to remembering the score, but for some reason, I remember what the score is this show match. It should be tied 2-2, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going into the tiebreaker. In this best of 5 S-Rank show match, $10 prize for the winner. Skulls, it's cool to have you around, man. The last time we spoke, StarCraft 2 days, man, when we had a Think Quick clan.
Yeah, that was like probably 2010 or 11. Probably 2011.
Yeah, it's high school, great. Over that time.
Yeah, those were fun times. When Wings first came out, there was a lot of excitement back then.
Right. So is this the tiebreaker 2-2?
That's right.
We have Grimeboss in the. Excuse me. We have StRyKeR in the top right position as the oily, weird brown Zerg. Feeling nice and lubricated. We have StRyKeR representing the USA in this tiebreaker match. And in the bottom right, bottom left, top left, bottom left, we have.
How drunk are you right now? I've been dying inside.
We have Grimeboss in the golden yellow Flash flavored Terran. We have presenting Bravita. We have Grimeboss. Feeling goopy and cheesy.
Skulls, are you playing Brood War, or you're playing StarCraft 2 mostly, right?
Well, lately I've been playing a little more Brood War. I haven't really been playing too much SC2 this season.
That's cool, man.
But do you play SC2?
I do. I play both.
Looking for a 2v2 ally. I just downloaded the game for my first time in a long time.
So
Oh,
what's-
sounds like the perfect matchup.
I'm not much of a twos player. I for some reason just really enjoy playing.
I know how to micro, and I can make lots of units. Want to be my friend?
Well,
Coming
that's
from
a step up
StarCraft-
from me. I don't know how to make
mean-
units.
The only reason why I downloaded StarCraft 2 is because of the 2v2 ladder. That's the only thing I like about it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the 2v2 is pretty dynamic in SC2 with different features they have.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking incredible, actually. Like, you know, I've been waiting this whole time with StarCraft Remastered with the promised 2-on-2 ladder. Here we are 3 years later.
Yeah, a lot of people have been waiting for
You
that.
know, that's why I downloaded StarCraft 2 again. But anyway, if you don't play, you play
Unfortunately, in Brood War,
with, I play with
2v2s,
tons of randoms. That's fine.
you gotta play random games, but you kind of know the same people. TQ nowadays is mostly 2v2s on US West, so if you play on that server, you'll see a bunch of our members. We're just casual 2v2ers, but if you're ever looking for those kind of games, man, just hang out in Op TQ, or you know, join some public games. You're bound to play some TQ members. It's a pretty kind of small group, not just TQ members, but people that are associated with us.
Brood War 2v2 is fucking cutthroat compared to StarCraft 2. StarCraft 2, you can just like casually play it for fun.
Is that right?
Brood War, it's like,
I think it's.
if you're
Well,
not like,
are you talking about public
if you're
games?
not A rank, then why are you playing?
Are you
my
talking
game?
about public games?
And 2v2 and Brood War, yeah, for sure.
No, I mean we got a bunch of B, A rankers. Like I know all the 2v2ers on US West mostly. If you play, you'll know people like Gucci, Sergeant Fat, Jengi.
Mhm.
It's a fun crowd, and they're always just playing, you know, Fighting Spirit 2v2, same maps over and over again. But
Sergeant Fat, he's a diehard.
Sucks when you're
2v2
C rank.
player.
Anyway,
yeah, Sergeant Fat's a cool guy. But
both players going for a fast expand, and strikers. Zerglings are pushing back Grandboss's SCV, and it goes down. No scouting will be done. Lair, I believe, finished. Both players have quick ass. Grandboss only mining with 2 SCVs.
Yeah, shaping up to look like a pretty standard macro game so far.
Grandboss's position in the bottom left when he in his natural, when he makes his command or comsat, it's gonna make a really nice wall for him. Looks like our Zerg player is gonna have a 2-hatch Muta play again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2-hatch Muta from the Zerg, however, no second gas just yet, which is a little curious, but it looks like he is taking a 3rd hatch before his 2nd gas, so now that makes a little more sense to me.
That's gonna be an interesting timing. That 3rd hatch is gonna come into play. Like, is it our drones or hydras or mutas gonna come out of it? You know,
Yeah,
Terran going into 3 barracks. Only pumping off of 1 barracks right now. Slowly but surely, 1 medic and marine at a time. Nobody gives up on the hopeful faith of the Terran force.
yeah, I think the Terran may want to look for that 3rd base a little earlier this game. Maybe he can apply some pressure there. The last macro game, the Zerg got his 3rd up pretty easily, and I think it worked out well for him, so maybe the Terran will be looking out for that 3rd base a little more closely this game.
And Terran positioning with the comsat next to the bunker and the supply depot is just honestly on point right now. Going into 2 more additional barracks coming up. 3 hatch Muta in play with the 4th hatch coming in.
Wow,
With the
Zerg playing very confidently here. Very confidently here.
Confidence and key, I once heard. I think Master Roshi said that. You're just coming in, poking around. No damage coming in, but just get enough vision. That's all you really need. You're trying to get the vision indeed. So Ox, how long ago was this game played? This recent one? Is this from a few months ago?
I would say up to 2 months ago.
As both these players, they come in and out, and I feel like StRyKeR has been up and coming, like more and more, just like getting stronger and stronger. The last few months I've seen him play, we're like Grimeboss is obviously like really good, but sometimes he plays Protoss, right? So it's hard to like be sure in one race when against like top foreigners, even if it's like 22 or 2300 MMR versus like 2500 MMR.
Right.
It's kind of basically the same when you're a foreigner. Like, you can undermine anyone very easily. And we see, those are getting effective damage off. No reinforcements on the map yet. The Grimeboss has a good position.
Yeah, it is a pretty large map here. I feel like the Zerg really did a good job taking advantage of the long distance, going for the quick greedy third and the greedy fourth macro hatch even, and it looks like he's gonna get away with it.
Yeah, Zerg's really taking advantage of all the little cliffs in the map right now. Because he can just like duck and dive, pick and pull. And and bacon on Christmas Eve is real nice. Especially when it's a little Jim Rainer leg. There it is. 2 free kills. Another free kill. No damage done, and Terran can't really push up a ramp when mutas are just picking and pulling like this. Especially when there's something behind it.
Yeah, he's been on the map for quite a while now and still has not managed to find out just how many Sunkens the Zerg might have, unless he scanned, which I didn't see, but...
I mean, even if he had Sunkens, I think these mutas could just dip and dive.
Yeah,
Just take it out. At this point, it's 2 mutas, and I mean, it's 2 medics, and suddenly, like, 18 Marines went to 12, and now we're at 6, and there you go. Diving's done, and Marines are gone. 8 mutas survive. Medics are gone. There's no Terran dominance on the map.
Absolutely, it looks like a very comfortable position for the Zerg here, but a lot of follow-up units here from the Terran, but I don't know how useful they're going to be pushing into these Sunkens at this point.
And we see starports coming into play. A lifted barracks. So again, we're going to see no tanks. Just SK Terran. Wait, is SK Terran with or without tanks? It's a bio. We're going to see bio with a vessel Terran. That's SK Terran. And the factory's moving forward. Going to become a part of the wall. Joining the Mexico nation with the wall support, and Terran cannot really support or move out right now. Muta's just like doing damage left and right. 5, 8, 9, 10 Muta or Marines just go down. Even if Zerg didn't have workers coming.
So does Terran want to get +1 armor on the mutas or +1 attack? Or is it a debate?
Probably irradiate.
I'm sorry, I meant Zerg. My apologies. On the muta list, do you want to get +1 armor? Or...
Yeah, the Carapace is good because the Terran is usually rushing for their +1 weapons, so the Zerg can mitigate that with the +1 Carapace if they're usually it indicates that they're going to be committing to a lot of mutas.
It's like you can take more hits when you have armor, right? But with plus attack,
Yeah.
you kill them faster with your hits. But I think
Right.
most players tend to get care space and
Yeah, it's
See a
good
huge
to-
army of Terran just moving across the map, but handful of lurkers with Zerlings and then just a handful of Needless gonna push it back. Potentially, our Defier's gonna come into play here soon. We're at the 12 or 11:30
Terran
mark.
has a lot of units here. I think it might be in Terran's best interest to take this fight and just try to barrel over this unit, bunch of units here. I think he can take it. He would be better off, I think, going for it here. Looks like he is going to do that.
Tyler Mountain's not even finished, just barreling into these lurkers and these mutas. I mean, Terran, I don't know if it's the best engage, but
Ouch.
I mean, I guess he wins. So a lot of mutas get hurt. Everything goes down. Terran wins the engage, and he's pushing across with hella reinforcements across the map.
Okay, these
Three
three
more
lurkers
lurkers
were
back
kind of
here,
out of
wow.
position.
The Zerg did a good job with the mutas there to soak up some of the damage for protecting those lurkers. Otherwise, I think Terran would have been able to win more handily there, but a huge backup army from the Zerg.
A nice like surround with the Zerglings and the lurkers just going down. This is just gonna decimate the army.
Huge win for the Zerg here. Zerg must be feeling very comfortable at this point.
The supply is matched. Worker count is more or less the same.
Usually some supplies matching in this matchup is not really much matching up at all. Zerg just pushing across the map. Terran doesn't really have much to reckon with right now.
Yeah, Zerg has a big gas bank here, so he's going to be very comfortably teching into this hive. Basically choose any tech that he wants from here.
A lot of lurkers.
Nice flank from the Terran here. Ooh,
Wow. I can't believe that.
big win for the Terran, but he may want to think about getting his third gas somewhere to take this to the late game, because it doesn't look like he's going to be getting much of an offense going. Despite winning a huge battle there, I think he would really be thinking about the late game at this point.
I guess he had a nice split. That's why he survived it. But it looked like StRyKeR had a lot of lurkers.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely an excellent engage from the Terran here.
What do you think is ahead right now? The Zerg, obviously, but his turn.
The Terran really needs to make sure the Zerg does not establish a fourth gas. That's really, I think, his #1 priority right now would be to find the fourth base wherever it is and try to deny that, because if the Zerg establishes a fourth gas, it would be very difficult for the Terran.
Well, one pattern I've seen in all the games is Grimeboss tends to grab his second expansion relatively late, unless I'm wrong.
Yeah, he is taking his third quite a bit later, which is not necessarily bad, but
Is
he
he
really
building
needs to.
space?
He should really be applying pressure to the fourth base at this point. I don't think he's going to make much headway trying to attack into the main base, but I don't think he's aware of the fourth base in the bottom right just yet.
No, he hasn't had vision of it. Interesting, he went around. See, during this time, I'd expect him to grab his second expansion. Got a little map control. But he's macroing hard. I guess he doesn't want to spend the 400 minerals to make an extra command center.
Yeah, a lot of production from the Terran, but I didn't see a third command center. putting on a lot of pressure here, but the Zerg with Dark Swarm and Defilers with Consume can hold on, really dig in here. It looks like deja vu from the game before last. The Zerg is just hanging on and getting that fourth gas up, and the Terran is going to be finding himself in a very tough spot here.
I guess this is his strategy, right? Just overpower his opponent with mass Marine Medic upgrades.
Yeah, it looks like that's what he's going for, but I mean, it would be very helpful. He could have most likely picked off that fourth base pretty easily if he looked for it, but looks like he kind of fixating on the attacking head on here, maybe thinking that he had a chance to a window to go in and finish off the game after that big victory he had earlier. Supply counts are almost even here. Zerg with even a fifth base up in the top left corner. That's going to be nice for him. Terran smells blood in the water here, but it's going to be very tough again for him to push in. Upgrades, six vessels here. This is a very similar situation to the game before last.
Right.
Oh, the Dark Swarm at the last second, keeping that Ultralisk alive. That's going to be annoying. Zerg very fixated on his macro here, letting a few units slip from under the cloud, but his income is excellent at this point. And picking off these weak science vessels, that's going to be devastating at this point for the Terran, who is still on just 2 gases, not going to be able to replace those very quickly. Zerg now with a massive supply lead, but the Terran at his front door with a huge army supply. Popping out just in time, even a 4th Ultras. Nice medic block here. Terran getting a lot of free damage on these Ultras. Zerg is very focused on his macro here, not paying too much attention to his units, but that's okay because they are Ultras after all. Don't need to really pay too much attention to those.
The Zerg army just like decimating through the Terran army like that. Is Terran going to be able to macro after this without a 3rd expansion?
I don't think so. I think the Terran is pretty all in here, but it looks like the Zerg has once again managed to hold on with his economic advantage.
And Ultralisk just plowing through the army, and
the answer is
Grimeboss
no.
is not GG.